Today is the final episode of the ERP series, and we're going to talk briefly about the ERP value when you get into immediate impact extensions, plugins, and cross-departmental financial education. They all work hand in hand. Your ERP system, it handles core business processes beautifully, but it can't manage your unique project accounting needs. It cannot manage your complex commission calculations, and it's having a hard time dealing with industry-specific compliance requirements. So most companies, what do? They stop at a basic ERP implementation, but they actually miss a lot of the value that they can extract from it. So today, I will discuss very briefly how to extend these ERP capabilities and educate departments on how their decisions drive financial outcomes. Like I said, ERP is providing the core functionality, but every business has different requirements. They need specialized solutions. I've seen how smart extensions and departmental financial education, they go hand in hand. They amplify the value of the ERP. So the goal is not just efficient processes. The goal is to ensure that the system is generating financially intelligent decision making or enabling that to happen. So maximizing the ERP value, it requires strategic extensions or technology extensions, and coupled with that, good financial education across the organization. Keep that in mind, the technology extensions and the financial education. Like I said, some of the best ERP will not be able to handle the nuances of a particular company operating in a certain industry with their own internal protocols, like pricing, commission, analytics, etc. So what do we do at that point? How do we go over that rift? So you look at the third-party marketplace extensions and look for extensions or elements in revenue recognition. There are a number of those extensions out there for ASC 606 compliance. You have subscription billing and recurring revenue extensions. You might have extensions like for project management. You might have extension just for multi-currency and transfer pricing for subsidiaries to the parent company. You can automate all of these complex revenue recognition scenarios. You can handle contract modifications. You can provide audit-ready documentation for subscription business. You can also implement commission management processes. I mean, that's a very big challenge. You have complex compensation plan. You have territory and quota management. You have performance tracking and reporting. I mean, companies like Exactly, Spiff, they do just that. They handle intricate commission structures based on multiple variables, maybe the revenue type, the customer segment, the product mix, the product margins, the team performance. You might have operational extensions, and you're dealing with advanced inventory management. You're dealing with warehouse management. You're dealing with lot tracking. You're looking at demand forecasting. You're looking at, in fact, you're also looking at warehouse optimization as well. There are tools to do that. Look at quality control and compliance. TraceLink for pharmaceutical companies is very well known. They provide serialization, track and trace capabilities. And then this entire thing around regulatory compliance for drug supply chain management becomes very complex. There's project management integration, especially in professional services company, resource planning allocation, time tracking and expense management, project profitability analysis, client billing and invoicing. Cantata is one. Cantata, OpenAir. These are extensions that might be native to the ERP, or could be simply an add-on. Integrating these to provide professional services, automation, project accounting, resource optimization amplifies the value of the particular ERP. You might have customer experience extension. So especially it's valuable for e-commerce. Real-time inventory synchronization, order management and fulfilling, tracking, customer portal and maybe self-service. You can have multi-channel sales management, like Shopify Plus is a great example that integrates with NetSuite seamlessly. It syncs orders, inventory, customer data between e-commerce platform and ERP systems. You can have customer success platforms that measure usage analytics. They look at automated renewal and they manage that process for you. They might even do churn prediction and prevention. Gainsight is a great example, by the way. I've used Gainsight before. Churn Zero is another great example. Look at analytics and intelligence extension. So you can have BI related extensions. For example, you have Looker and you have Domo, and you have MicroStrategy. These are all BI related stuff that can integrate with the ERP system to do ad hoc reporting, data exploration, predictive analytics, forecasting, visualization, storytelling. Tableau and Power BI are the big players in this space. They connect to the ERP data to provide those interactive dashboards, which shows historicals, and their engines, genius engines, will tell you what the future holds. There are financial planning and analysis extensions, adaptive planning, Anaplan. They will integrate to a ERP system and they'll do budget planning, scenario modeling, rolling forecasts, variance analysis. They'll help you do capital allocation optimization. So all of these integrate well with the ERP to provide very sophisticated financial planning beyond simple basic budgeting capabilities. So what is important to go along with this is the training, the cross-departmental financial education. Why the financial education matters? Every department decision affects financial outcomes, but most employees don't understand these connections. These ARP systems, along with these extensions, they can provide real-time financial feedback to drive better decision making. So you can have financial training for sales department, and what do you want to teach them? How does discount levels affect gross margins and profitability? How does the cost difference between acquiring new customers versus expanding existing accounts impact the financials? How do payment terms impact cash flow and working capital? What is the financial impact of the sales cycle length on the company resources? And where does ERP integration come in? All you're doing is you're configuring the ERP at that point to show real-time profitability, provide the analysis to the sales reps, and help them create quotes, highlight the financial impact of their pricing decisions. You can formulate a dashboard, example dashboard. You look at the quote profitability calculator that shows what are the gross margins, what is the customer acquisition cost, what is the recovery period, what is the cash flow impact of payment terms. You can go into operations department and do a financial training, and the key concepts you might want to teach. How does inventory levels affect working capital and cash flow? This is a very big question. How do financial cost of quality issues and customer returns impact the financials? How do production efficiencies impact unit cost and margins? What is the relationship between capacity utilization and fixed cost absorption? And the ERP integration is, how do you implement the real-time cost tracking that shows the operations team and how their decisions affect product profitability and overall financial performance? So some of the key metrics I would say, look at the cost per unit dashboards, look at the efficiency variance tracking, look at the quality cost analysis, capacity utilization impact on overhead absorption. Marketing department, another example, I'm throwing in. What are the key concepts that I would teach? Or to teach. You look at the CAC, customer acquisition cost calculation, and how do you optimize that? How do you calculate the lifetime value analysis? And what are the payback periods? What is a marketing ROI measurement, and how do you attribute campaigns to leads, to bookings? And how does ERP integration play a valuable role? They connect marketing automation to ERP to show real-time ROI on campaigns and customer acquisition cost by channel. Example would be to look at a campaign ROI dashboard, customer acquisition cost by source, lifetime value cohort analysis, marketing contribution to pipeline, MQLs and SQLs, and what is the revenue implementation approach? So when you're putting all of these extensions into this big ERP system, if you will, all you're doing is you're enhancing the capability, but you can only do so as long as you educate the staff that are being impacted with the appropriate level of training and give them time to adapt to that training and roll it out in small phases. Throwing everything at once is going to create a lot of problems, a lot of headaches. So go gradually. Once the ERP system is implemented, look at the high priority extensions that you can fit into the system and make it universal and create the financial education groundwork, and you'll be good to go. Thank you for attending this 4-part series. I hope you found that helpful. And we'll see you in the next sessions. Take care. Bye-bye.